Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are here to create two looks with the new Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. This is absolutely stunning. I've gotten into Nomad Cosmetics recently. I have their Hudson Valley palette. I bought their OK Van Gogh Safari palette. I also have their Paradise Islands, and now I have the Ghost Town USA palette. So my makeup is partially done. We are going to dig into this palette and create two looks together. I'll zoom you in and we can get started. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you'd like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. As you can see here, my makeup is partially done. I don't know if this is going to be the right lip for the look, but it felt like it at the time. I am using BK Beauty. I took the Alter Ego lip liner and lined my lips, and this is like a deep red color. And then I went in with the orange shade, which is Empower. The shade that I thought I wouldn't be a fan of because I'm not typically a fan of orange, but you know, I'm kind of feeling it with this lip liner. It felt very fall to me. So that is the lip combo that we have today. I also do have my I Love Binks shirt. My friend Amanda, Makeup Just for Fun, has an Etsy store. It's something just for fun. I will have it linked down below, but this is where I got that shirt and I got it several years ago. That's not what we are here for. We are here to talk about this beautiful palette right here. I'm going to go ahead and insert some close-up videos and some swatches. I mean, this packaging though. I'm sure you've seen this. This palette came out last week, but the packaging is just amazing. It definitely is giving me spooky season vibes. I'm very excited about some of these shades. I really want to use the Ghost Train shade. I think Garnet looks beautiful, Copper Penny. You know, there are some more neutral leaning tones here, which I really appreciate over on this side of the palette, but then you do have some greens and some cooler tones, so I'm just excited to play. I do want to say, when I was doing my swatches, this shade right here in Quicksilver, it was a little bit crumbly, so I had to press it gently. I'm not typically someone that is rough with my shadows, but I was kind of swiping my finger to get the swatch and it started crumbling. I also felt like Arrested Decay did not swatch very well. It looks deep here in the pan, and when I swatched it, it was just like a light grayish color, but I also had been, you know, swatching already, taking swatches off. Maybe my hands were damp or something like that, but those were the only two that kind of stuck out as being a little different. But I did already prime my eyes. I used my Sigma Eye Base in the shade Ignite, and I did set with Tempera. So we are going to go ahead and create one look on each eye, and I'll let you know my thoughts on this palette. I think I have an idea on what I want to do, so we're going to start right here in this shade. It is called Undead Sheriff, and there's a cute like sheriff embossing with a skeleton. Now this palette, I did not get it in PR. I was planning to purchase it. However, my friend Heather Austin reached out to me and she told me that she actually ended up getting two. So she actually sent this palette over to me. So thank you so much, Heather. I was planning on purchasing it. I do have a code with Nomad, so I will have that linked down below. It's just K-Bella. You can save money. I was gonna use my own code. That was my plan. I was gonna purchase this. I'm not typically a color lover. I do go for more of the neutrals, but like I mentioned, I mean, when you're looking at this, you do have neutral vibes over here. You do have some fun greens and then cooler tones in the middle, but this purple really stood out to me. So I kind of wanna play with this shade right here. Let me go into my Singe Beauty EO2, and I'm going to tap into Bandit Queen. And let's see if I can, I'm trying to decide in real time if I'm gonna like halo eye it and do outer and inner, or just do like my typical putting that all over the lid. I might just do my typical putting it all over the lid, to be honest. I am feeling a little under the weather. My kids have been sick, I've been sick. It has been a mess with the beginning of school. You know, my daughter's in school, she's in pre-K, and then me being a teacher, all of the germs, all of the time. So we are just going to put this on the outer part of my eye. If you do have small hooded eyes, like myself, the Singe Beauty brushes are great. And Angie actually had a Labor Day sale, and I was considering purchasing, I did purchase these myself, but I was considering purchasing a second set just because I love them and I use them so much. And then I'm glad that I didn't, because she did put on her Singe Instagram account that she sold out. So, you know, I want people to be able to try it. I obviously already have a set. Like, I want people to be able to try these brushes because I love them. What do we think? I'm just going to do like what I love. You know what I mean? Sometimes I try to dip into shadows and create looks that I feel like are creative or use a ton of shades, but I just want to create what I love. I do want my favorite lid brush, which is dirty. It's my BK203. I have a couple of these, and I just dropped my lip liner on the ground. Great, thank you. We are going to go into my Sigma switch. I do have a code with Sigma and BK Beauty. All of that is listed down below. I try not to like push it too much because I don't want to be annoying, you know, and be like, use my code, use my code. But I do want you guys to know, because there are times when I'm making purchases and I'm like, shoot, like I know that I heard someone talk about having a code, but I don't remember who it is. And then it's like a whole thing. So I'm just trying to be helpful, but I'm going to take my BK brush. Now it might be better with my finger in my experience. Nomad shimmers have been better with the finger, but I'm going to try it with my brush first, and we're going to go into Ghost Train, and I will spray my brush with Fix Plus because that is what I always do. It is picking up on my brush, but not well, and that's something that I've noticed with Nomad Cosmetics, is that their shimmers are best applied with a finger, which is not my favorite way to apply them, but let's try it with this brush first. I mean, you can definitely see it, but I think you're gonna get more bang for your buck with your finger. I just have nails and I just don't like using my finger. Like, even when I go to Sephora just like for shopping and stuff, anytime Smegs and I would go together, if I want to swatch stuff, I just like have her swatch it because I don't like touching stuff. I don't know why I'm that way, but this shade is beautiful. It does have like a shift to it. It's like gold and green, but purple. Absolutely beautiful. Purple is my favorite color, if you don't know. It's not something that I like wear on a daily for eyeshadow, but it is my favorite color in general. So when I saw this shadow, I knew that I had to use it. I do want to kind of put something on the inner part. Let me swatch a couple. I'm going to swatch Garnet. No, that's too deep. Rhyolite. That's a little bit lighter. And I did just wash my towel that I keep in front of me, and now I'm getting it dirty. Okay, I'm probably going to have to use my pinky. And I'm going to take, let me show you what it is. Rhyolite Nevada, this one right here. And I just kind of want to put it like right here on this inner part, just to like use another shade, you know? And I think it looks pretty next to that purple. I'm just going to use the other side to try and blend. You can't see like a huge contrast. They just kind of like blend into each other. So that's nice. Going in with a pencil brush, and I am going to just like double dip here with our two matte shades. And this is a Sigma pencil brush, and I'm eating hair, great. And we are going to run this underneath the lower lash line. And then what I'm going to do is dip into the darker Bandit Queen and kind of focus that on the outer half. And then I'll dip back into Undead Sheriff, the lighter one, and kind of sweep underneath that Bandit Queen and bring it in some. I do really like this Undead Sheriff shade because it's almost like a purpley mauve. And I feel like it helps to bring out like the neutrality. Let me take Tombstone, which is this one right here, and see how that looks on the inner corner. I always just use my finger because I really like that inner corner to pop. So there is the first look. Then I kind of want to play with the greens a little bit, but you know what I was thinking is like the matte greens and then copper penny. I haven't seen anybody do that. I've seen them do like the greens and golds, which I think are beautiful, but I think it might look nice with copper penny. So what do I want to do first? Let me Sigma switch my blender. This is the Sigma E40 blender, same one that we used on the other eye. And we will go into this shade right here. It is called Ghost Town. Are you guys into like scary stuff? Like scary movies and haunted things and ghost towns? Are you into that kind of stuff? I feel like I was when I was younger. So my birthday's in October. It's October 25th. And my birthday usually always coincided with the Paranormal Activities when they were first coming out. And I used to think that it was so fun to go see Paranormal Activity for my birthday. And I loved haunted houses and Halloween and like spooky stuff. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of become like a chicken. And I'm like scared of stuff now. And now I'm like, if it's scary, I don't know. Like I saw Insidious, the first one, when it first came out. I had moved to Houston recently. So I feel like it was 2010, 2011. And my husband and I went and saw the first one. And I remember it being scary. And like he even said, like, this is freaky. This is scary. I'm going to clean off one of my BK202s. But now there's a new Insidious. And he was like, we should go see that. And I'm like, I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I want to. Let's go into the shade right below it. This one right here. Stagecoach Mary. And I'm going to focus it like on the outer. This one is very pigmented. Hello, Stagecoach Mary. We're just going to put that on the outer and bring it in a bit. Now, when I was swatching, another thing I noticed is like these two shades right here, these two blue shades and those two brown shades looked very similar. There was like a degree of separation, but just like 1 degree. And so I kind of felt like maybe while I appreciate the matte to shimmer ratio, I am like a shimmer girl. So I love shimmers and palettes. And I just kind of felt like those mattes were pretty redundant. They just didn't look too different. And I heard someone say that they used was it Allie Dawson maybe? She used Stagecoach Mary on one side and then this one, Calamity Jane maybe, on the other. And she felt like they were a little bit similar. So that's just something to note. I'm going to take a little bit more of Ghost Town. Doesn't bother me too much, but I am happy to see that Nomad added more shimmers because I loved the Hudson Valley palette and there were only 3 shimmers and I am a shimmer girl through and through. I was going to use the same pencil brush, but let's be real, I have plenty of pencil brushes and I guess I'm going to double dip again and kind of do the same thing. So into Ghost Town, into Stagecoach Mary, underneath the lash line, but I'm going to focus the Stagecoach Mary on like the outer part, and then let me use my Sigma switch, brush it off a little bit, get more of that Ghost Town, and go right underneath and bring it in. This would totally be beautiful with the gold shades, and that's honestly probably how I would wear it, but I just feel like I haven't seen anybody use copper penny with these greens yet, and I want to use copper penny, so that is what we're gonna do. If it looks a little patchy out here. Now I didn't use like the proper brush for packing, and I do have eczema on my eyes right now, so it could be from the eczema, but I'm just gonna try and like zhuzh that up a little bit. See what I can do there. Okay. I'm gonna clean off this BK203. I was just wondering, like, do I even try with Copper Penny? But I will use my finger and then kind of blend it out with this. I just wish that it could pick up on a brush better. I am gonna try Copper Penny with my brush first and spraying it like I was doing before, but I feel like I may need to use my finger, although this one feels like it has a bit of a different texture. It feels like it's picking up a little bit better and not quite as like putty-like Ghost Train was. Oh yeah, but you can't really, I mean, you can't really see much. But it's pretty. Let me use my finger and take a Copper Penny. So I don't think personally that the green and copper would be my vibe. I think I would be more of like a green and gold girl, and I might try and take the gold like on my inner part of my lid, but I think the copper, for me personally, I would like it better with the browns like Bandit Queen, Deadwood. But you know what? We tried something new, okay? I didn't want to just do the same old thing I had been seeing, you know? I don't know why I'm so chatty right now, because I'm not feeling good. But I'm over here talking your ear off. I am going to take my pinky and go into Gold Rush right here and put that right here. We'll add a little bit of gold. I don't have a ton of lid space. My eyes are tiny, but we're going to get that in there. It looks pretty next to the Copper Penny. I almost said Copper Bandit. I almost said Copper Bandit, Copper Penny. Beautiful. Let's blend a bit. And we'll just do the same Tombstone and put that on the inner corner. Boop, 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 boop. Just like that. Tombstone might have been pretty all over also. Okay, here we are. Let me go ahead and put some mascara on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the finished looks. Here we have this more purple sparkly vibe, which I love, and then this one right here, which dips more into the greens and golds and copper. Let's go ahead, we'll zoom out, and I will share my first impression thoughts with you. Okay, so first of all, a huge thank you again to my friend Heather for sending this my way. I appreciated that she thought of me because I was going to purchase this one. I was planning on using my own code. I wanted to try it out, and I'm very thankful to have it in my collection. This is not a color story that I would typically reach for. However, you do have a wide variety of neutrals on this side, and then I do like to dip into the greens and golds. I don't know that I'll get much use out of the blues, although this Quicksilver did swatch very interestingly, so I would like to play with that at some point. I was very happy to see that Nomad had an equal amount of shimmers and mattes, because I feel like, in my opinion, some of the palettes that I have from them are a little bit matte heavy. Now, I do not have all of the palettes from Nomad. They are a newer brand to me, but I feel like their shimmer formula is kind of hit and miss for me. You do have to, well, I should say I do have better luck when I apply it with my finger versus with a brush, and I don't prefer to use my finger. I do prefer to use a brush, but that's just personal preference. I also feel like some of the shimmer shades are giving me much more of a punch. Some of them are a little bit more toned down, and I feel like throughout palettes, their shimmer shades are a little bit inconsistent. Like, I was not a fan of the OK Van Gogh Safari shimmers, but I do remember liking the Hudson Valley shimmers. So, I don't know. I feel like you have some different formulas in here, like Ghost Train and Quicksilver were a little bit smushier, and then Copper Penny was like a little bit smoother as I was putting it on. I'm definitely going to get use out of this palette. I would love to create some more looks. Like I said, I want to play with Quicksilver. I would like to do more of like a neutral, using this all over the lid or this one all over the lid, dipping into the gold. I still have some ideas. So overall, I'm very happy to have this in my collection. Let me know what you think of the 2 looks down below. Let me know if you picked this palette up. I know it did release last week, and I'm not sure if it's limited edition or not. I feel like sometimes their palettes come and go. I do not have the Haunted Europe, but I know people were comparing this one, so fun, to the Haunted Europe palette. So maybe if you missed out on that one and you want to try this one, it is beautiful. Like, the packaging is beautiful. I love the touch, and I'm just excited to have it in my collection. But that's going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed before you go. That way I can see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.